What up, 3D printers, hackers, and makers? This week we're going to take you down a little path to create a clip that was used in a chair. And this technique can be used to recreate any item that's more or less flat or not very thick. And if you don't have any calipers or ways to recreate that image to scale, this technique is going to show you just with a regular flatbed scanner or a photograph or a camera and a ruler. So first things first, let's get that image. Now that Fusion is open, we are going to go into our Insert Canvas tool. We're going to browse from your computer for the image. It's going to take a second to upload. We're going to select I like to select the top face. It's just natural. There it is. It's already there. Let's go to the top view. Take a look at it. There she is. She popped in reverse, but well, that's not really reverse. So this looks all right. Popped in, but you know the scale is wrong. I can almost guarantee that this scale is wrong. So let's fix the scale right off the bat. And this is one of the tricks to bring in a ruler with your scan. So you want to go into your canvas tool and collapse it down. You'll see your your image name. We're going to right click on it and go on calibrate. And rather than tell Fusion that we want this thing to be a certain size, we're just going to select from 2 centimeter position. We're going to go from 7 to 9. Okay. And we're going to tell, and it says 2.87 millimeters, but we're going to tell Fusion 360 that's really 2 centimeters. And if I Freudian slip and talk about Blender instead of Fusion, I usually instruct people on Blender 3D, not Fusion 360. So forgive the Freudian slips. So here we have our image. It looks fantastic. Let's click the top view on the gimbal and start working. Scroller. The scroll wheel is zoom, very useful. All right, so let's start a sketch. I'm going to create a sketch. We're going to highlight that top view again. You're going to see our sketches collapse right there. Can I collapse this window? I think I can. You don't need it right now. All right. So there we have our part. Well, let's start working on it. Let's start building this thing. Let's just use the regular fit point spline tool, or what I like to call the curve tool. Well, let's start building this. We're just going to click. We're just going to click away here. Be kind of click happy. Let's get a good orientation on this first. All right, let's start clicking away. There's a good curve there. Good spot there. And Fusion is going to start building the curves for you. And much of working with Fusion is fighting with the tools. So we're going to fight, and you can see how the curves are not necessarily warping and snapping exactly how we like them to. That's the beauty of Fusion. That is the nuance of working with a software that really is trying to train you. You're not trying to train it. All right, so now we have our part. All right, and there she is in 3D perspective. Let's eyeball off the canvas so we can just look at our part here. And there she is. Now let's extrude it up. There's the extrude tool right there. We're going to bring it up 4 millimeters. And okay. And now we've got our nice clip. And that's just a beautiful, beautiful, quick facsimile. Right? We've been doing this for what now? 5-6 minutes? And that's pretty dang close. And it has some imperfections right here. We probably could have done a better job on placing the nodes, but that's pretty close. And more importantly, it's going to be really great to scale. All right, so let's turn back on the canvas so we can do our holes. The holes are really easy in Blender. That's the one thing Blender does right, and that is holes. So there's not a lot of work to do. You just need to click the hole tool, click it right over the area that you want on the model, highlight it, and then kind of you can readjust the size of the hole manually. I know that this thing takes a 5mm hole. There it is, and we're going to hit OK. There she is. There's our hole. Make another hole here. Let's try to eyeball it on the center, right here, and that's pretty eyeballed. And that also should be a 5mm hole. And right there, 5mm. Hit the OK, and there we go. Let's rotate this around, and there's our part in all its beautiful glory. And that's going to print just fine. That was pretty fast. That is going to print just fine. Let's export it. And I think we want to export. We want to export as an STL file. There it is. And location, I'm going to pick we're going to throw it on the desktop. Save, export. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week for part 3 of 3D printing your mom.